ILUS is a banger of a penny stock with an exciting future and one of the most solid roadmaps I've ever seen for an OTC stock. ILUS has an impressive priority to improve the safety of firefighters, first responders, and saving lives. In this video, I reveal what's really exciting for you in that ILUS has several acquisitions in the works for this year and why, despite the pullback in the stock market, this could be a great investment. But remember, this is not financial advice, but for entertainment only. This is Lynn, and welcome back. So let's go and review ILUS. But first, if you could give this video a thumbs up in return for all my work, I'd appreciate it. And while you're at it, subscribe. Let's hear from ILUS regarding their impressive priority to save more lives.
Our number one priority is and always has been to provide innovative technology, disruptive technology to first responders, which will enable them to do their jobs more efficiently and more safely in order that they will save more lives. But what we saw, and really the reason we got into this, is this massive multi-billion-dollar industry where the most selfless first responders and consequently the communities which they serve are just not being supported by the most innovative technology that could be available to them, despite all the money that's being spent on it. So let me just make it clear that ILUS, along with our ILUS family, will change this. The technology available to first responders really is in dire need of reform. And so we at ILUS are bringing transformation in this area. And so I'm not just talking about fire trucks and nozzles, although that's part of our foundation, but we will transform the entire public safety industry or sector from end to end. Now, we've always known that truly making an impact would require a significant and a sustained team effort. Hence, our focus has been on building a long-term and a sustainable company supported by a family of shareholders, yourselves, who in return for joining us on this journey can play a role in the life-saving impact we're making and can truly receive life-changing returns on their ILUS investment. So this is what we mean when we talk about adding shareholder value and why ILUS is truly such a one-of-a-kind company. So yes, we'll go into NASDAQ and Nick will shed more light on that shortly, but keep in mind why we do what we do and the vision which you're supporting.
Here, ILUS will be sharing the details about their acquisitions that are in the works, along with their plan to add more manufacturing capabilities around the world.
One thing we always do at ILUS is deliver. And so to that end, we originally communicated that our focus was on acquiring manufacturing capability and routes to market in the US. And you'll have seen that we're delivering on the first phase of this. As per those press releases we put out, we've agreed and signed the offers and heads of terms for the acquisition of 3 US companies, which provides us with the US manufacturing capability of ILUS vehicles, of our electric vehicles, of ILUS firefighting pumps, and then very importantly, our very own US distribution network. So now we're already moving into our second phase of acquisitions, where we'll be adding more manufacturing capability in the UK and in Europe. And we'll also, very importantly, be adding multiple distributors of our firefighting equipment technology across the US. We literally plan to acquire a distributor in almost every state of the US. And that will put us en route to complete dominance of the US firefighting equipment markets. I guess by the time of already watching this video, we may have announced the signing of pre-contract agreements with a further 1 or even 2 acquisitions, which are very significant for ILUS. We plan to add the first of our fixed firefighting system capability in the US, which will also come with extremely significant contracts in the Orlando area. And then in the UK, we're in the process of acquiring more specialized manufacturing capability with contracts all over Europe and even as far afield as Australia. Now we've reached agreement on the numbers for the UK acquisition. We're just waiting on some fine tuning by the attorneys before we announce the details. Maybe even by the time we have these meetups, I would have been able to announce something there. So that will mean that within 5 months, we will have signed pre-contract agreements for the acquisition of around $25 million of additional revenue, which is huge. And it's great progress on all of our parts. And that, of course, doesn't include the revenue from the 3 acquisitions in the first and second quarters of this year.
Now let's hear from ILUS about their planned acquisitions in the software space, which from my 14 years experience in that industry, I know is one that can mean huge gross profit margins.
One such discussion, which is already underway, is where we're looking to acquire very innovative sensing technology, which will prevent multiple fires, including electric vehicle fires. Very, very exciting that. We're also looking at multiple communications solutions and some very revolutionary wearable technology solutions. Our acquisitions and our partnerships in the software space will be nothing less than astronomical, to use that word again. What we're doing is disruptive. It's not conventional, but we know it's what's needed to transform the industry we're in. So in summary, we've come a hell of a long way in less than a year, and I'm sure you can see this by our results. Our roadmap is extremely clear, and Nick will certainly be sharing more on that. But I personally know if you're still on this journey with us at this point next year, I'll be reporting on, amongst other things, our NASDAQ performance. But hopefully even more than that, I'll be able to share the many stories of communities we've made safer and the lives that have been saved through the technology, or the many different technologies which we all own and that have made that possible.
Following are more details regarding ILUS' impressive recent quarterly financials. But before we go there, remember that OTC stocks are highly risky, so I only invest money in them that I can afford to lose. High risk equals high potential reward.
Okay, so now you'll have seen our Q3 results and that it was our best quarter yet in terms of revenue. So I trust you're all feeling really positive about that. We also know that Q4 will be really, really strong for us, and we're well on track to hit our targets for the year. So you can be confident in that.
Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about ILUS, and next view ILUS versus Sybil and ILUS versus Fern shootout videos.